Stephen A. Smith is here, his Hollywood self. First of all, hi, Chiney. Hi, Andraya. When did you decide to go to L.A. and how did you get to L.A.? I'm like, how did that even happen?
Well, first of all, I got to L.A. I damn sure didn't walk. This ain't the Flintstones, and I didn't drive either because it would have took me 3 days. I had to fly here last night with delayed flights all over the place, but that's neither here nor there. Let me say hello. I don't know whether to call them by their names or to call them Andraya and Chiney Curry. I saw those threes. I saw the half-court shots. I saw y'all launching from out there. I synced it. I synced it myself. What's up, ladies? What's going on?
Hey, Stephen A.
Hey,
What's
Stephen
up, Molly?
A. Listen, the word Stephen A. now is the Clarks. Like Clarks.
Yes.
That's we got to switch
Clark.
it because it's a big day today.
Yes.
My bad. My bad.
Yes.
I apologize because even though I call her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, the fact of the matter is it is apropos. Andraya and Chiney Clark. We're going to go with that for this morning.
Ladies, it is game day. We're fired up. You're both live from Cleveland. We'll be watching you tonight. We're going to dive into all of it. You're both looking gorgeous.
Molly, do I need to put the sweater, the jacket off?
Oh, yeah, show a little shoulder. Let's get
the one shoulder. It's a style, Stephen A. It's a style.
Let's get the ratings up when you show a little shoulder. I mean,
I feel you on that. I'm all for ratings. I'm all for ratings.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's rock.
You guys are ridiculous. Listen, Stephen A., I have a busy weekend. There's a lot of UConn games happening this weekend, okay? So,
yes, we know.
like every night.
Molly's stressed.
That's a flex.
Molly's a little stressed.
That's a flex, Molly.
We appreciate it,
Yeah.
Molly. Right. Both teams are in the Final Four. Oh, it must be nice.
Tonight's going to be tough. The men, listen. Theirs to lose. All right, guys, so let's dive into it. The Women's NCAA Final Four is set, and the semifinal games are going to be epic. The Elite Eight game between the Iowa Hawkeyes and LSU drew 12.3 million viewers on ESPN, a ratings record, setting the stage for a highly anticipated game between Iowa and UConn in the Final Four, hence the shoulder. Two of the best stars in women's college basketball, Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers, set to face off in an upcoming game that promises to be a nail-biter. Here's the ladies of the hour, Caitlin and Paige.
I think the coolest thing about Paige is how resilient she is. Obviously, she's kind of been dealt a tough hand, and, that girl only has positive things to say about her teammates and the way she carries herself on and off the court, the way she works hard, and none of that has changed, since I've known her.
She knows how to play, great IQ, but I think the biggest thing about her is she competes, and she's just a winner. She wants to win at all costs. So I know going into that, it'll be a great matchup, but I'm excited. It's great for the game, and to be at this level on this high of stakes, to see where we were in AAU competing against each other, it's just really cool to see.
Andraya, these two young women have the utmost respect for each other, obviously playing against each other since middle school. Tell me this, though, based on their history, would a title be more impactful for Caitlin this season or Paige?
Paige. A title would be more impactful for Paige. And I went back and forth on this. I really did. This wasn't like an easy answer for me because that's the one thing Caitlin needs, right? But for Paige, Molly, and you probably know this more than anyone, but for Paige to play 17 games 2 seasons ago and lose, and then to miss all of last season and to be missing 3 starters on the bench. She's with 2 of her seniors, and the other ones that are playing on this team are freshmen. To lead this UConn team after basically missing 2 years of basketball and being in tears while sitting on the sidelines and watching her team, I think it would mean more for Paige to win this one.
But Drea, Paige chose to go back to UConn. She has time on her side.
One more year?
Caitlin Clark does not have time. This is the moment. We're right here on the floor in Cleveland, and you have been the one to say that the best resume that could really cap off an amazing college legacy for Caitlin Clark is a national championship. If she were able to pull that off, you have even also said, Drea, that would put her into the greatest of all time college basketball player conversation. We all agree that she's right now on Mount Rushmore. What has she done over her career at Iowa? Become the all-time leading scorer, men's or women's, to bring a team that was virtually, no other top 100 player on her squad to the Final Four again. And then we all said 4 weeks ago, it would take a miracle for Iowa to get here. They've done that. She's not only delivered 41-12, but her teammates have her back. The biggest quality of leadership is that irrational confidence that you inspire amongst your teammates. 71% of Iowa's offense offense came through the hands, whether it was scoring or assisting of Caitlin Clark. And the time is like she's got 2 games to really cement this legacy.
Janae, I hear you, but if you're saying it would have taken a miracle for Iowa to get here, Jesus Christ himself had to come down to help UConn get to this point. They don't have anybody on the floor. Outside of their, 7, 8 available players, you have Paige Bueckers, Aaliyah Edwards, and Nika Mule playing 40 minutes.
But you also have like 2 potential WNBA pros probably on that squad.
I hear you, but Iowa's already been taken to new heights. That program has already been taken to a new level. Paige is trying to get Connecticut back to where everyone expects them to be. The expectation is different at UConn.
Well, let me rival Judge Judy here and intervene and give my assessment and make a conclusion. Rather than going with Andraya Clark, I'm going to go with Shanae Clark here. And here is the reason why, Andraya, because of what she said. She talked about time being on Paige Bueckers' side. Now, don't make no mistake about it. You don't want to leave UConn without capturing the championship. This is their 23rd, NCAA Final Four. We understand what they bring to the table and what have you, but let's be very, very clear. Before she departs onto the WNBA, we hope, because we certainly are praying that she never gets injured again, because Paige Bueckers can really, really ball, and she's a special talent. We all know this. But Caitlin Clark is already declared for the WNBA draft. She is the surefire first overall pick. This is the end for her. Last time we saw her, she lost the national championship game. Ever since then, what does she do? She's sitting up there in this tournament right now. She's averaging, 32-10. This lady belongs on the Mount Rushmore. Well, guess what? Nobody's going to want to hear that, or many people are not going to want to hear that, if she does not have a title attached to it. This is her very last chance. This is truly the last dance for Caitlin Clark on the collegiate level, and she has achieved everything, and I mean everything, but a championship. Oh, yes, this matters. This is more important for her.
But it's the injury itself, Stephen A. Like to miss almost 2 years of playing basketball. I was there at the University of Tennessee. We had game day. It was last year. Paige was sitting on the sidelines in tears because she wanted to play so badly. I get it. But listen, Stephen A., if you have a chance to get it, you got to go get it, because we don't know what's going to happen next year. We have no idea what's going to happen next year.
Andraya Clark,
Andraya Clark, listen to me. Listen to me good. Here's the deal. I understand what you're saying, and it's really nice, and it's feel good emotionally. But at the end of the day, the fact that she's overcome her injuries and she's doing what she's doing is making the point. We're literally looking at her, what she's overcome, combined with the fact that she has time, because this is not her last dance. And so because of that, when you talk about the impact for Caitlin Clark, consider the language that we use when we talk about her, the hyperbole we engage in, which isn't hyperbole anymore when it comes to her, because she's proven that it's not. There's only one thing that's escaping her resume, and she has an opportunity to eradicate all of that this weekend. It comes up short.
It feels like she's already America's darling, like America's favorite daughter. The ratings, everyone.
She's been that.
Caitlin Clark, no matter what, America's already.
So we talk about championship.
For Paige Bueckers,
talk about
this
championship.
is the redemption tour. She missed 2 seasons. They had 5
talk about championship,
Molly.
Wait, hold on. This is Queen UConn speaking. I want to say that Stephen A. said the most important word. It's impact. Because the impact of a national championship for Caitlin Clark would put her in the plethora of greatest players that we have seen in college. You listed a few. I played against them all. Candace Parker, Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. I played against them, the greats. And we're talking about people whose resume Candace won twice. She dunked in the tournament. Maya Moore, most outstanding player. Diana Taurasi, Caitlin's just now breaking her threes records. So to me, in this circle of women's basketball elite that I've been fortunate by playing in the WNBA to talk to, they're all saying hold on. The game has had some really, in your words, Stephen A., bad women. They've had some really bad women. Now, to enter that conversation, it's like that national championship is that final nail that will put her in that cement. I don't know if it's nail cement, but, solidify her.
The concrete? In the concrete.
To build a statue in college.
Let me jump in here really quickly. You truly believe people's opinions are going to be swayed on Caitlin Clark if she wins the championship or not? You don't feel like they've already decided
I think
how
she's
they feel
already
about her either way?
certified. Yes, they've already decided she is the great. She benefits from where the game is today. And I know we started off the segment mentioning Steph Curry, but today's all about the ladies, right? But it's true. What Steph Curry did to revolutionize the game, she's brought it to the women's game at the highest levels at the most important moment, right? But overall, like, I look at Caitlin and I see, like, she wins this. What else do you have to say?
Janae, hold on, y'all.
Yeah,
y'all ladies just gonna let Molly get away with that? Molly walks around, you know, with her UConn pride. For the number one reason she does that is because of titles. But you're going to let her act like Caitlin Clark not winning a title doesn't change anything, doesn't mean anything. That's exactly what it means. It means everything to Molly.
She's already America's darling. The ratings are already through the roof. Everyone's already in love with her.
But then she can join, like,
you
she
can be in
join
love with her, you
officially
can
the
cry
Mount
with her. She
Rushmore
yeah,
of,
but
like,
Stephen A., you don't understand. Paige dealing with all the injuries that
understand.
UConn's dealing with. They're not even supposed to be in this position. The girl basically missed 2 seasons. Now missing 3 starters. If she comes in and shows out.
I get it. I understand. You're making the case for the UConn lady. I got it. My bad. I slipped up, Andraya. That's what this is all about. She trying to make the case for one of her UConn people. Go ahead, Andraya.
You and Stephen A., both of y'all are contradicting yourselves just a little bit here because listen.
we're not.
You're saying if if Caitlin wins, she's the GOAT, great. Then I would understand. If you were saying if Caitlin wins the championship, she's the GOAT. All you're saying is if Caitlin wins, she's in the conversation. But what are people going to hold against her? Oh, she only won 1. Just like now, she's in the conversation already. People are already talking about her as the GOAT. They're already teeing us up. I've been asked 50 times if Caitlin wins, is she the GOAT? She's already in the conversation. Whether she wins or she's not, she's in the conversation.
But
in the eyes of a lot of people,
there's a difference between being the actual GOAT and being in the conversation.
But you're not saying she'd be the GOAT if she won. You're saying she'd be in the conversation.
But to be in the conversation means you're in the tiniest of echelon of the greatest. And to me, that's where the stakes are tonight. Now, Paige, she has an opportunity to not only win a championship. If she doesn't, she could run it back with a UConn team that is much healthier. And also, side by side, yeah, she's done amazing things. I'm someone who has dealt with injuries and had to come back. She's like eclipsing me in ways that are so incredible. But the fact of the matter is, if Caitlin wins now, it just changes the game forever and how we see her and how we see a single season of college basketball from top to bottom.
I'm back to calling you Andraya Carter.
I'm only being quiet because they said I got to rap. I'm only being quiet because they said I got to rap. Just let y'all know.
Real quick.
Not Andraya Clark, Andraya Carter.
You know who's probably watching us and shaking their head and smiling? Dawn Staley. Like, we're about to get our third, so I don't even know what you guys are sitting here debating.
Like, I don't know why we're talking about this.
You two all have fun, but when South Carolina shows up, party's over. All right. Yes, thank you, Andraya. I appreciate you defending me here.